ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. After the creation of Adam, God creates Eve, Adam and Chava. And then the Bible says the following, Al ken ya'azov ish et aviv ve'et imo, ve'davak be'ishto. Therefore, a man should abandon his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. Become one with his wife. The Torah, the Bible, does not speak about love. It just says he should cleave, he should be next to her. And when is love introduced in human life in the Bible itself? Well, we find, for instance, that Abraham marries somebody by the name of Sarah. It doesn't say anything. She was a member of his family. It doesn't say anything that he was in love with her or what her characteristics were. Our rabbis say the following. You know what they did? Abraham used to teach the men about the existence of one God, and Sarah used to teach the women about the existence of one God. They were teachers. They were trying to bring the message of one God. Then the Bible says that there was a lack of food in the land of Israel, so they had to go to Egypt where food was abundant. But before reaching Egypt itself, Abraham says to Sarah, you know, don't say that you're my wife. Say that you're my sister because you're very beautiful and they will want to take you away. Apparently, at that time, they already did not commit adultery. If they wanted a woman and she was married, they would kill the husband so she becomes a widow. And then it's okay. So he didn't want to be killed. So he told her, you're very beautiful. Don't do that. That's the first time we realize that she's beautiful. In other words, he didn't marry her because she was beautiful. He now realizes that she's very pretty, and therefore the Egyptians will want her as a woman. Interesting. So what united them? What united them was a mission, a purpose in this world. Abraham converted the men, Sarah converted the women. They had a goal in life that had nothing to do with the physical appearance. We find, for instance, that Isaac marries Rebecca. He doesn't even know who she is. The father Abraham, Isaac's father Abraham, sends his servant Eliezer to look for a wife. Turns out that she's pretty. He brings her to his master's son and they get married. But it wasn't that he fell in love, but they were part of the same family. They had a certain mission, and he doesn't realize that she is pretty or not. That is not the important thing. As a matter of fact, there aren't too many conversations between Isaac and Rivka because it was a marriage that was not sought by one and the other. The third patriarch is different already. He falls in love with a girl. He falls in love with Rachel, and he wants to marry Rachel. But the father-in-law presents him with Leah the night of the wedding when it's all dark, and in the morning he realizes that it's not Rachel that he married. He really married Leah, and that's not the one that he loves. And as a matter of fact, you see that in the world of Jacob, love and hate are now an ingredient that were not an ingredient before. Sarah cannot have children, the first couple. So Sarah says to Abraham, you know what? Go take my maidservant Hagar as a second wife, and you will have children with her, and they will be considered as my children. What is the reaction of Rachel later on? The beloved wife of Jacob, she cannot have children. So she says to Jacob, either you give me children or I die. So Jacob says, I'm not in the stead of God. This time, Rachel doesn't say, go to another woman and have a child that will be like my child, because this time it's a relationship of love also. But there seems to be also a purpose in life that is present in all the three patriarchs. They are also the founders of how to communicate with God. Abraham teaches us that in the morning, a new day, you have to thank God. New possibilities. Who knows what lies in the future for you? Make sure that you involve God in whatever you're going to do. Jacob teaches us you have to pray at night when there are unknown things that can happen. As a matter of fact, you remember the story in the Bible that Jacob has to fight with another man that turns out to be an angel before he's going to meet his brother Esau, Esav. Well, that fight is at night. You know, he has a dream at night of a ladder that unites sky and earth. That all happens at night. Night is something of unknown but promises, mysterious. Who knows what will happen? Isaac taught us to pray in the afternoon. The life of Isaac, aside from the fact that he was almost offered as a sacrifice, is a life without any ups and downs. It is a very smooth thing. You know, in the afternoon, the day has already almost finished. You've already done things. You're not going to do anything new. In the morning, you're full of energy. At night, there is the unknown. You don't know what to expect. In the afternoon, this is an everyday occurrence. Which of the three is most important? Well, I guess each one is very important. Morning, possibilities in the world. You can conquer the world. At night, remember that in the darkness, many things can happen as well. When you don't know things, you will investigate. You will try to learn deeper. But in the afternoon, I want to argue that the world is built not only by mornings and evenings, by promises and the unknown that make you investigate new things, but by everyday life. You know, going to work every day, keeping your children, educating your children, doing the things that you do every day is of utmost importance. Constant, to persevere in what you do, even though there are no great happenings at that moment, that is very important. So from each of our patriarchs, we can learn something very important. Love can be important, but can also lead to a lot of problems in your family. You know, the brothers hated. Love is the opposite of hate. Hated the brothers. Hated Joseph, and look at all the problems that implied. What is most important is to have a common purpose, a common goal that you both want to achieve. And make sure that in your family there are goals that are shared by every member of the family.